getting all this data, PC shipments are declining. We saw TSMC report, a decline in sales for the month of March. There's a slowdown in the global economy. Lots of geopolitical factors weighing on it. What is the outlook for Taiwan's economy?
Well, I think indeed for Taiwan, it is indeed a bit more challenging in the short run, because compared to the last 2 to 3 years, which Taiwan has benefited from the double-edged sword of export, which has benefited the economy as a whole in the past. Nowadays, it has turned into like the kind of a drag because of the high interest rate around the world, which has actually pressured the electronics demand, from the West, or basically even from some of the fast-growing market in ASEAN. In addition to that, we also see there's a changing pattern from many firms, because after COVID, many firms are worried about supply, and therefore they have accumulated a high amount of inventory. And this time around, when demand falls, it takes a longer time to digest that. So definitely these two factors together will actually continue to drag the Taiwanese economy, even though consumption may continue to hold up. So we are looking at probably like a 2 consecutive quarter of kind of a recession of the Taiwanese economy from last year Q4 and also this year Q1, and things will only get better from the second basically half of this year. So basically Taiwanese growth will actually decelerate to 2% this year.
All right, and how much does geopolitics have to do with this, and what is the impact? Because we're watching all the developments with President Taiwan passing through the United States to get to Central America, and then the reaction that we got from China. I'm reading a report here that Warren Buffett has, after accumulating a $4.1 billion stake in TSMC, because of geopolitics, reportedly, he has dumped most of that stock.
Well, I think in the short run, indeed, there may be some concern about the geopolitical tensions between Taiwan and China, which may indeed prompt some investors to actually change their investment pattern as as you have correctly pointed out. But at the same time, I also feel that compared to Pelosi's visit to Taiwan last year, the reaction from China is indeed relatively muted this time around. Of course, on the surface, we do see a lot of military actions here and there, not only from China, but also from the US. But from the trade perspective, it's really about this cyclical demand of, whether the world needs as much electronics at this point of time, and whether the short-term outlook is actually as positive as many people may have expected before. So I think in the short run, geopolitics may not be the major factor that is, driving this sort of market behavior. But in the long run, it's really about, whether the strategic competition between China and the US will affect Taiwan as a role of the global chip manufacturer, because if Taiwan is caught in the crossfire between US and China, definitely there could be some type the change of the investment pattern of the world, and even of some of the production, whether you want to put it in Taiwan or you want to put it in the US or ASEAN for the supply chain security, of which many government has emphasized lately.